Good evening, traders. This is Taylor from thetradinganalyst.com. Thanks for stopping by. We're going to take a look at a bunch of charts here, and I'm going to go over my analysis and give you some potential ideas for how to navigate the market. But first, if you're not already a member, go ahead and visit the homepage, www.thetradinganalyst.com, and you can see all of the member benefits. We've got real-time text message and email alerts, watch lists, daily member videos, and educational materials from yours truly. You can navigate through to the bottom of the website, and you can see our membership options below. So if you're interested, go ahead and sign up today, and you can start receiving the member benefits immediately. Alright, so let's get into these charts here. First one I want to cover is Apple. Apple here, I'm seeing two key levels that we want to be aware of moving forward. For one, I'm going to touch on the support level that I'm seeing right here at about 96.50 right here. And why is that support? Well, for one, it was resistance as we broke through it right here. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 candles right here that touched it from the bottom side. Another candle right here. So now, once we break over that resistance, it now becomes support. And as you can see, this candle is the candle that broke over it. And this candle almost touched it right there. We haven't quite had a touch of it just yet since the initial breakout here. So moving forward, if we do end up seeing some consolidation, that's where you can look for some potential short-term bounces against that 96.50 level. Moving forward on the upside, we've got resistance right around the $100 range. Between $100 and $101 is where I'm seeing that resistance. You can see it from the highs of these few candles right here. You can also see some resistance if you just lower this line right about here or so, about 99 to 100 right here from the highs of these few candles right here. So right around 99 to 101 is going to be where that resistance is, and I'm going to move that line back up there because that is the highest resistance that I'm seeing right there. So we've got that. If we break over that, keep in mind though that we have this major downtrend line right here that has been holding us down for quite some time. So once we break over that $150 level, if we break over that level, I should say, then we still got a lot of work to do. I'm going to look at the weekly chart, and you can see it a little bit more clearly right here. So that's looming overhead, and that has been holding us down for quite some time. Moving forward into a little bit distant future, if we end up breaking over that downtrend line, that's going to be a big breakout here for Apple. I don't want to get ahead of ourselves, but just something that you need to be aware of. But until that happens, we are in a downtrend since the middle of 2015. Okay? Next chart I want to cover is Netflix. Netflix here. First day that we had a significant break over this downtrend line. As you can see, we've got touches right here, here, and it tried to break over. You can see it kind of just barely went over it. I don't really like to count that. You know, trend lines are meant to be a guide and not an exact price level, especially because they are a little bit subjective. You can draw them slightly different angles if you wanted to. You know, I could draw this downtrend line, you know, right here, and that still would have been valid too. So I'm sure there's people out there that had that downtrend line right there, and we would have had breakouts over there, and then it would have traded back under there. But as you can see, drawing it the way that I had it, today is really the only day that we've had that broke over that downtrend line. Not only that, but we're right here at this resistance right there. So if we trade above this trading range, so if we end up closing above about 98.50, we're going to head much higher here on Netflix, and it really looks like it wants to do that. So you should be aware we kind of came up here. This is a bullish gap up, and then we've been trading sideways for a bit, and it looks like we're about to head outside of that range with this candle right here. So we'll see what tomorrow brings, but really want to see the highs of today breached, and I want to see the highs of today hold. And if that's the case, then I think we are looking at a breakout here for Netflix, and we can expect higher prices. The next real resistance I'm seeing is right around 103, 103.50, and that's from the highs of these candles right here. And then we've got this gap up here from the close of this candle right here, this red candle right there, right around 108. So if we break this resistance right there, then we're going to come up there and we're going to fill that gap at about 108. Next chart I want to cover is Tesla. And Tesla has a break over this downtrend line. It's been the subject of some negative news lately, but as you can see, it hasn't really affected the stock just yet. So to me, that's a sign of strength. We're seeing, lawsuits. I'm not really a news follower, and I don't think that you should be either. But I do know that there are news stories out there, and if it's going to drop on, it's had its opportunity to drop, but it did not, more than a couple dollars, which is not a big deal, very insignificant, and we are hanging out above this downtrend line. So we've got the downtrend line from over here and over here, over here, and we broke over it right here on this day right here. And as you can see, while we are seeing some red candles, we are still above this downtrend line right here. So we've got support at about 217, as well as from the downtrend line that we broke over. So right around 217, and then we've got resistance. Main resistance is at about 241. So right here we've got support at 217, and then that main resistance in those two low 240s up here. Next, I want to be covering Shake Shack. This is a nice looking breakout here. And what makes this a nice looking breakout? Well, I'll show you. So we've got the gap down of this candle right here, and you can see the open of it is right here. The open of that candle is 38.24, and then you can see that we've gotten rejected around these highs several times here, 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 almost hit that level, several candles up here, this candle right here, this candle right here, and we closed over this level just barely yesterday, and I didn't quite want to call it a breakout just yet, but today we have a higher close. This candle is deceiving, okay, because while the color of it is red, it's actually a green candle because we closed higher than the previous day, okay? So we closed higher than the previous day, but since the close is below today's open, that means that it's going to color this candle red. But don't let that fool you. This is a bullish candle right here, and we are above this resistance right here. And you can see that it's a very well-defined resistance. We've got several touches along it, and then we finally broke over that resistance. So that's a breakout, and we've got a nice gap up here to fill at about $42. So that most likely will get hit sometime in the near future, and that's what you should be looking for. Next, I want to be covering Gild. And Gild, we've got a couple things going on here. We've got resistance at about 87.60, and that's from the highs of these candles right here as you can see. And then as you can see, we got rejected at it several times right here. And on the bottom side, we've got support at about 83.60. So 87.60 and then 83.60. And why is this support? Well, from the open of this candle, the low of this candle, and then as you can see, it was resistance on the bottom side. And again, once you break over resistance, it becomes support. So why was that resistance on the bottom side? Well, we've got the high of this candle, this candle, this candle, this candle, here, 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 the open of this candle, the close of this candle. As you can see, we tried to break over it with this candle right here, but we couldn't quite do it. And that's where that support is coming from. Next, I want to be covering Solar City. Solar City, we've got a couple things going on here. We've got a downtrend line right here, several touches right here, several touches in this range right here, and as you can see, we're just grinding up against it right here. Okay, so technically, we're a little bit above it, but it's kind of looking like Netflix did on those couple of days where it just closed, maybe a couple of cents over the downtrend line. And to me, that doesn't really quite cut it. I want to see a significant break over the downtrend line. And when I say break, I mean a close. So the end of the day needs to close above that trend line. So if we get another higher close, maybe above these highs of today, if we get a close above today's highs, so about 24.85 is the high of this candle right here. If we close over that, most likely we're going to see a breakout on Solar City. So not only do we have this downtrend line, but we also have this resistance right here. Very well defined resistance. You can see the open of this candle. You can see the highs of these candles getting rejected at it. Again, these candles right here. This candle almost hits it. And then as you can see right here, several candles trying to break over, trying to break over, trying to break over. And you see this. You don't want to be too exact with these levels. This is a close over that level, but it just barely closed over it. So to me, I want to see, especially with this big bearish engulfing candle, I want to give it some time, and I want to see it have a pretty significant close over this resistance level, just because you can get a little screwed if you go early on this level, because it does have the risk of heading to the downside. But certainly looks like it's going to break to the upside, but I just want to personally give it a little bit more time to prove itself. Next, I want to cover Disney. Disney, a couple levels I'm seeing right here. We've got support at 98.50. And why is there support at 98.50? Well, from the highs of these few candles right here, and as you can see, we retested it on the low of this candle right here. And again, over here, it was support. So it was support. We broke back over it. Now it's, it was support over here. We broke under it, so it became resistance. Now we're over it again, so now it is support again. And now we've got resistance at about 180 from the highs of these last three candles right here, the high of this candle, and then as you can see, several candles hit that level over here. If we break over that, we've got some resistance from these few candles right here at about 102.50. If we get a close above 102.50, then we're going to head up here to fill this gap right here at about 106.60 right here from the close of this candle right there. Alright guys, thank you very much for stopping by and watching. I really appreciate it. Hopefully you were able to gather some helpful information. If you're at all interested in receiving the alerts and the exclusive member videos, watch lists, text alerts, etc., go ahead and sign up here on the home page, and you can start immediately. If you have any questions, you can go ahead and contact me using the contact box of the website below. Look forward to speaking with you. Have a great night.